Hello students, today again we are continuing with biology class 12th new syllabus chapter number 11. We have started with the chapter enhancement of food production. Okay, in this chapter we started with the part of microbes in human welfare. Okay, from this chapter, the topics that are deleted for current academic year, that is 2021, are 11.2 plant breeding, 11.3 tissue culture, 11.4 single cell protein, and 11.6 animal husbandry. Okay, so this all are the topics that we have covered in our last lectures. We have studied about the role of microbes in industrial production. We have seen the role of microbes in different industries such as production of alcoholic beverages, production of organic acids, production of vitamins, production of antibiotics, production of enzymes, and production of gibberellins. Okay. Today we are going to start with the topic microbes in sewage treatment. Okay, we are going to study about the role of microbes in sewage treatment. Okay, we will see the role of microbes in sewage treatment. When I say sewage, what do you mean by sewage? What is sewage? Sewage is a waste water from your shower, bathtub, washing machine, dishwasher, kitchen sink and toilet is all considered sewage. It's not just the water from your toilet, but it is the water from everywhere. Sewage is actually 99.8% water. Okay, water from everywhere that you're getting, that is kitchen, laundry, wash basin, bathroom, toilets, floor wash, etc. Everywhere the waste water that comes out of homes and human use is considered as sewage. We can also tell that sewage is a matter carried off in drainage. You can see here drainage. Okay. The water that is gutter water, the drainage water, everywhere, everything that is present in drainage is considered as sewage. Okay. We can say that it is a semi-solid domestic and industrial form of waste. Sewage means everything. It is a municipal waste containing human excreta, household waste, dissolved organic matter, even pathogenic microorganisms such as bacteria, virus, protozoans, nematodes and microfungi. Then discharged water from hospital waste, slaughterhouse waste, animal dung, etc. Discharge from industrial waste contains toxic dissolved organic and inorganic chemical, tannery, pharmaceutical waste, etc. So all the waste materials that we get from different industries are considered as waste, sewage. Okay, paper, textile, oil refinery, sugar factory, effluent, paint, canning, food processing, metal, mines, all from everywhere, all the industries, whatever waste material that we are getting, waste in the form of a liquid, that is considered as a sewage. Okay, now we will study about the components of sewage. Okay, sewage consists of about 99.9% water and 0.1% solid. Okay, we can say that it consists of about 99.5 to 99.9% water and 0.1 to 0.5% inorganic and organic matter. Okay, inorganic and organic matter that is suspended in the soluble form. When I say organic, inorganic matter, it consists of proteins, carbohydrates, fats, grate, salt, metal, etc. You need to remember that components of sewage means sewage consists of 99.9% water and 0.1% solids. Okay. Composition of sewage varies depending upon the type of waste discharged into the water from different industries. As I have told you, that example, textile, chemical, pharmaceuticals, dairy, canning, brewing, meat, meat packing, tannery, oil refineries, and meat industries, etc. All these are the different industries from where we get sewage. So this composition of sewage also varies depending upon the type of waste that is discharged into the water from different industries. Okay, so you can see a sewage composition from solids like vegetables, peeling, rice, plastic covers, etc. Oil and grease from kitchen and laundry, suspended solid from kitchen, chemicals from detergents, mild colors from laundry, food, pathogenic microbes from fecal matter. This physical impurities dissolved chemical impurities and microbiological impurities. All this are to be considered as composition of sewage. Now we will study about the microorganisms that are found in sewage. Various types of microorganisms are present in sewage such as bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa and nematodes. Okay, various types of microorganisms are found in sewage such as nematodes, protozoa, bacteria, viruses and fungi. However, their number and type fluctuate depending upon the sewage composition and source of sewage. Means their number means the number of protozoa, number of microorganisms may vary. They may fluctuate depending upon the sewage composition and the source of sewage. Okay, raw sewage contains millions of bacteria per ml, such as coliform fecal streptococci, and anaerobic spore-forming bacilli and other types originating in the intestinal tract of humans. Raw sewage means the sewage that is not treated, that is not has undergone the process of treatment. Such type of raw sewage contains millions of bacteria per ml, and those bacteria are such as coliform, fecal streptococci, anaerobic spore forming bacilli and other types that are originating in the intestinal tract of humans. Okay, before discharging such sewage water into natural water bodies, this sewage water is made less polluted by treating in sewage treatment plants. Okay, before wastewater is made available for use, it has to be treated properly so as to remove organic matter, inorganic salts and pathogens as well. Okay, where does it all go? This all water goes into the natural water bodies, so we have to treat it properly. Okay, for the treatment of sewage treatment process includes 4 steps. First step is preliminary treatment. Second step is primary treatment, also known as physical treatment. Third step is secondary treatment, also known as biological treatment. And fourth step is tertiary treatment, also known as chemical treatment. So now one by one we are going to study about all these steps. Starting with the first one, that is preliminary treatment. When I say preliminary treatment, it includes 2 steps, that is screening and grit chamber. So first we will study about this screening and grit chamber. When I say screening, what does the screening means? Sewage and wastewater contains plenty of suspended floating materials, that is coarse and solid particles along with dissolved substance. Okay, so it consists of various coarse particles, various big particles I can say, and dissolved substance. The suspended objects are filtered and removed in screening chambers. All those particles that are suspended, like bigger particles, okay, like cans are there, bottles are there. So all such type of bigger things are filtered and removed in screening chambers. The sewage is then passed through screens or nets in the chambers. Larger suspended or floating objects are held back in the screening chambers. All the bottles and big cans and all the bigger particles are held back in the screening chambers. This has to be removed before the biological treatment. Here, second step is grid chamber. In grid chamber, after screening, the filtered sewage is passed and into the series of grid chamber. This chamber contains large stones, pebbles and bricks ballast. How? The coarse particles, because of the heaviness of the coarse particles, they settle down by gravity. As you all know that gravitational force pulls the heavy things down. Gravitational force will pull all the things down, and since these are the coarse particles, they are heavier, so they are settled down by gravity. Thus, passage of filtered sewage removes much of the coarse particulate matter. So, next moving on to the primary treatment. Primary treatment is also known as physical treatment. After the preliminary treatment, the sewage water is pumped into the primary sedimentation tank. The sedimentation of suspended solid or organic matter occurs in this tank. Okay, that means about 50 to 70% of the solids settle down. Okay, and reduction of about 30 to 40% of coliform organism occurs. That means when we pass the preliminary, after the preliminary treatment, in the primary treatment, what we are doing with the sewage water is pumped into the sedimentation tank, and here the sedimentation is taking place. That means 50 to 70% solid waste settles down and the water is made pure, and it is 30 to 40% of coliform organism is reduced in this step. Organic matter which is settled down is called as primary sludge, and it is removed by mechanically operated devices. The supernatant effluent in the primary sedimentation tank still contains large amount of dissolved organic matter and microorganisms, which can then be removed by secondary treatment. Now we will study about the secondary treatment. What we are doing in the secondary treatment is very simple. The primary effluent, that means the remaining of the first primary treatment, the remains of the primary treatment, the dissolved particles that are present in the primary treatment are known as primary effluent. This primary effluent is passed into the aeration tank, and in this aeration tank the constant agitation process is done. That means it is constantly agitated at higher speed and air is pumped into it. Okay, it is an aeration tank, so air is pumped into it, and because of that constant agitation and the pumping of air, growth of aerobic microbes into flocs takes place. Floc means the mesh-like structure is formed, and in this mesh-like structure, it consumes organic matter in the effluent, and this reduces the BOD of the effluent. BOD means biological oxygen demand. The lower the BOD means the water is more pure form. If the BOD is more, then that means water is more polluted. If the BOD is reduced, that means water has been more purified. It is less polluted. It can be considered as less polluted. Okay. Now, tertiary treatment. In tertiary treatment, once the BOD of the sewage water is reduced significantly, the effluent is then passed into the settling tank. Okay, first it was into the sedimentation tank, now it is passed into the settling tank, where the bacterial flocs that are formed initially are allowed to sediment. That means the bacterial flocs are settled down. This sediment is called activated sludge. Okay. A small part of the sludge is sent back to the aeration tank to serve as an inoculum, and the remaining major part of the sludge is pumped into the large tank called anaerobic sludge digester. During this digestion, bacteria produces a mixture of gases such as methane, hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, and these gases together forms biogas. The effluent from the secondary treatment plant is generally released into the natural water bodies like river and streams. See here tertiary treatment in the form of a flow chart. I will explain. Secondary effluent is passed into the settling tank. Into the settling tank, the sedimentation of flocks is taking place to form activated sludge, and then it is passed into the large anaerobic sludge digester, large tank, and in the anaerobic bacteria digest the bacteria and fungi in the sludge, and hence there is a production of gases such as methane, H2S and carbon dioxide, which is ultimately known as biogas. Final step, effluents from these plants, that is digester, after chlorination are released in natural water bodies like river and streams. Chlorination kills the pathogenic bacteria and the digested sludge is then disposed into the natural water bodies. This is the diagram. You have to remember the diagram for your examination. Wastewater is passed into the screening chamber. From screening chamber, grid chamber. From grid chamber, screening and grid chamber both are known as preliminary treatment. And then from here the sewage is passed into the primary treatment. And here in primary treatment, removal of suspended solid particles taking place. Then it is settled into the secondary treatment takes place. Then in aeration tank, then anaerobic bacteria, then forms the activated sludge that is digested by anaerobic bioreactors, digesters, anaerobic bacteria, and then finally tertiary treatment is taking place, and then sludge is disposed. So you need to remember this diagram for your examinations. Thank you for today. We will continue this chapter in our next lecture.